Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wade Bergquist. I'm the founder of Omnia Digital Media and your host for Take Flight, where we are always talking with experts in charge of change. And back on the show today, we have Ed Macias. And Ed is an expert as it pertains to real estate investing and real estate financing. And we're doing kind of a consumer education piece today as it pertains to buying versus renting in 2016. So, Ed, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Wade. I love coming on your show, and we always have a great time.
Yes, we do. And the topics are so prevalent. They're so particular to today's marketplace, especially. And I love having conversations about things that really, really matter. And don't get me wrong, all my guests matter. But when it comes to home ownership and buying a home, that is at the top of the list when it comes to people's priorities. So again, it's very nice to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited about the topic that we're going to talk about today. Like you said, it's kind of a home ownership topic, and it's really a topic about the community and how we can help those that been affected and impacted with let's call it the mortgage crisis debacle of 2008. We have millions of people right now that are currently renting that lost a home to foreclosure or a short sale, and have been on the sidelines now for about 5 to 6 years.
Yep.
So this piece really is about them and how we can help them and usher them back into what was the dream that they initially had before it became a nightmare. So that's why we're here today to provide some information on that.
And talk to us about paying the same or even less when it comes to buying a home versus renting. What's happening in February of 2016, March of 2016?
Well, this is the exciting part right now. Obviously, there's been a perfect storm right now brewing in the industry, and the perfect storm is the fact that we're in an election year. So typically in an election year, things as it relates to rates kind of stay put. They don't really change a lot. They don't waffle a lot because the president who's exiting and the all the people that are in place in the Senate and whatnot right now don't want to really rock the boat. They want to kind of keep things steady for the American public. So that's one of the things that's been happening. A second thing that's happening right now in the industry is that there's a lot of influx overseas with what's happening in the global economy. So when that happens, you get a lot of investors that come back into the bond market, which is what affects the interest rates. So a lot of people aren't aware of that, but when a lot of the investment dollars start coming back into the bond market, it starts to drive the interest rates down. So what we've had right now is, we've had a perfect storm in the sense of what's happening with the election. With the election year being here upon us in 2016, and then obviously kind of a global crisis as it relates to the economic situation overseas. So that's kind of what's allowed the all-time low rates that are available. So right now we're talking specifically about home ownership and buying, although it's also an amazing time to refinance. So anybody that's bought a home in the last 24 months probably has some equity now because prices have gone up. And so a lot of people can actually get rid of their mortgage insurance. But I really wanted to focus on the topic of home ownership. And what you mentioned, or what you asked, is about, can someone really own a property today for as much as what they rent, or maybe a little bit less? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. Currently right now in the market, because of these amazingly low interest rates, the price or the cost for someone's home payment is probably the same as they'd be renting. So obviously we'd have to look at their specific situation. We'd have to see what kind of a price they're buying. But we're seeing across the board that whether you're buying in a low to moderate sales price to a moderate to a higher range price, but still kind of a entry-level first-time home buyer price, we're seeing that people are getting in for pretty much what they're paying for rent, which is amazing.
That is, and it's refreshing too, because I mean, the American dream is still there. People still want to own a home. It's a good investment, and it's long-term viability for the community, for the schools, and everything else. question, and I'm sure you get this often with regard to poor or moderate credit. Talk to me about credit and what people can expect as it pertains to renting versus owning.
Well, again, hitting upon what happened obviously in 2008 with a lot of people being forced into kind of a financial disaster with going through a short sale or a foreclosure, and a lot of people even then having to do a bankruptcy to really start fresh. A lot of people's credit was impacted significantly, and what a lot of times home buyers don't understand is that there's been a lot of programs that have actually been rolled out by the government right now to help those that once owned get back on their feet and get into a home again. So credit right now is really not the greatest challenge for most homeowners once they become aware of it. And people that have credit as low as 620 to 640 can still take advantage of a lot of these amazing programs that are fresh start programs that allow them to get back into a home with a down payment assistance grant and literally or virtually get in for nothing down.
And has this happened in the last number of months, or have programs been just more aggressive in the last 18 months to make sure people have the opportunities to have that fresh start?
Well, here's the thing. You actually have kind of three levels of assistance out there. You have programs that are available from the federal level. You have programs that are available from the state level, and then you have programs that are available in the municipalities, somebody's local city that they reside in. And some of these programs can be used by themselves or in concert with the other, which is what makes things really exciting because you're able to leverage the grant to get in with the down payment on the federal level, which is the 3.5% down, which is kind of your entry level program for most homeowners that are getting back in from a tough credit situation, which is your FHA program. But then in addition to that, there's some grants that we can layer on top of that that gives the homeowner up to $40,000 towards the purchase of their property. So now what happens is that they're actually getting less of a loan because they're putting more of a down payment down. So besides the 3.5%, imagine $40,000 on top of that to lower your loan balance from the minute you walk in the door. So now that is what in concert allows for such low housing payments, and why a lot of homeowners right now that are in the know and are getting this information from companies like ourselves at lenderfunnel.com, they're able to take advantage of these programs.
And I'm on your website, and that was actually my next question with regard to the municipalities and the $40,000 in assistance. Is it difficult to find this information, or is it just not readily available, or is it obviously talking with a gentleman like yourself, you're going to have so much more information at your fingertips, which is going to allow you to move into a home versus renting? I just think it's interesting where this level of information doesn't seem to be as readily available as it should be.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of a maze, to be honest with you, and it's unfortunate because it's a disservice to our community of homeowners or potential homeowners. And what happens is that oftentimes the first line of defense for them is the realtor, and the realtor doesn't have the information at their fingertips like the lender, and the lenders don't do a very good job of providing the information because most lenders are digitally challenged, so they're not out there promoting the information like they should be, and therefore a lot of this grant money goes unused, and unfortunately if it doesn't get used in the calendar year, it just basically goes to waste. So it is something that we want to be able to use these dollars that have been allocated by our government for good people that are working hard, paying their tax dollars, and these programs are available. It's just unfortunate when they go unused. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why these programs are not readily available, because it's firsthand information from the lenders or the government. As these programs are rolling out, they're rolling out to the lenders, and it's really up to the lender to educate his realtors and be able to let them know the programs that exist, because once the realtor knows, then he can share that information with potential homeowners that they're coming across in their day-to-day activities.
So, question, let's say I'm watching this video, I'm currently renting. What are the first initial steps to get the best information so I can potentially move into home ownership once again?
Well, it's super easy. Actually, if they go to lenderfunnel.com, they can take the first step. They can watch our 45-second or 1-minute explainer video so they can see what Lender Funnel is all about and how we're different in the industry. And that video right there will open your eyes to what's really happening in our industry, and how really the banks have rigged the let's call it the lending. They've rigged it against the consumer. And so when they go to our website and they click on our short video, they'll be able to see how Lender Funnel is different and how Lender Funnel is their advocate for them and is fighting for them to get them the very best possible loan around their situation. So when they come in and take this short application online that takes probably 10 minutes, it's super easy. They will then, within 24 to 48 hours, get the specific offerings that are available to them. So we then, take that information and find out what are the best programs out there. So if one of these down payment assistance programs is in their best interest, then we absolutely make them aware of it. And even though sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and it's also so that in this industry, those are less profitable programs for the banks to offer, so they don't make that much money. It's the reason why a lot of times they don't promote them. We absolutely put you in those programs so that you can benefit and get back in the door to owning your home again. And that's what we're all about. We want to affect change. We want to put people back in homes, and we've connected with the best lenders in the country, the best bankers that are offering these programs, and we're making the connection of the homeowner and the right banks, the right lenders that do offer these programs.
And that's one of the reasons I started this program, is because I'm always intrigued to talk to guys like yourself who are experts in their industry and are really out there advocating for the best possible scenarios, especially when it comes to home ownership. And I applaud you for making sure that this information is out there. I've been on your website a number of times. I've seen your videos. Everything is very well explained. And I think that's very refreshing in a day and the age where so much information is being thrown at people. They really don't know what to believe at this point. So having an expert like yourself in their corner is absolutely fantastic. So, honestly, it's really refreshing to hear.
Well, thank you so much. And again, for those consumers that are watching this video right now, we implore you, go to our website, check us out, check out all of the videos that we have there in our video blog, or all of our resources. And, we encourage you, take the application, take the first step. It's not a scary process. One of our mortgage concierge will walk you through the whole process. We like to think of our service like going to a Ritz-Carlton. We basically are here to serve you. We're here to provide you all of the information, walk you through the process, and get you approved for one of these amazing down payment assistance programs, because they're out there and we don't want this money to go to waste. So if you're watching right now, go to www.lenderfunnel.com. Again, that's lenderfunnel.com. Go on there, take the simple application, takes you 10 minutes, and literally in 24 to 48 hours, you will be surprised at what's possible.
That's fantastic. And Ed, thanks again for coming back on the program and really shining some light on something that's so important to really, in essence, live in the dream. And I say that often on the show, but in this particular case, once again, it's that important when it comes to home ownership And like I said before, experts like yourself are fantastic to talk to and really make sure that people get the best information that they can.
Well, thank you so much, Wade. I again appreciate for having us on here. And like I said, every time we're on here, I feel like we have a great conversation about what's happening in the industry. So thank you again.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure for sure. And again, everyone, this has been a very exciting episode of Take Flight. Have yourself a wonderful evening. And I'm going to have Ed back on as soon as he can make it. He's a busy guy. So once again, everyone, thanks so much. Have a nice afternoon. Take care.